When you think of the richest man in the world, picture of Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk comes to your mind. But there exists a man in history with net worth 4 times than Bill Gates. Let's look at the net worth of the top 3 people in the world in 2020. Jeff Bezos is leading the list with the net worth of $166 billion, then comes Bill Gates with net worth $109.9 billion. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is at third with net worth $85.4 billion. Before we start our video, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our video. According to the historian, the richest man to have ever lived in the world was a Muslim named Mansa Musa. He had a total net worth of $400 billion, that's 4 times the net worth of Bill Gates. Net worth of Mansa Musa is just an estimate, some historians believe that his net worth is much more than this. Rudolph Butch Ware, associate professor of history at the University of California, told the BBC that contemporary accounts of Musa's wealth are so breathless that it's almost impossible to get a sense of just how wealthy and powerful he truly was. Musa was the 10th Mansa. Mansa in English translate to Sultan, Conqueror, or Emperor. Mansa was born in 1280 in Mali. His brother was the ruler of Mali Empire at that time. When Mansa was 32 years old, his brother went on an expedition to explore the Atlantic Ocean. Mansa Musa inherited the kingdom he left behind. Under his rule, the kingdom of Mali grew significantly. He annexed 24 cities, including Timbuktu. The kingdom stretched for about 2,000 miles, from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to modern-day Niger, taking in parts of what are now Senegal, Mauritania, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea and Ivory Coast. With such a great land comes resources of salt and gold. Mali's production of nearly half of the world's supply of salt and gold contributed to Musa's vast wealth. He ruled Mali from 1312 to 1337. Till 1324 the rest of the world has no idea of Musa's wealth. Musa caught the attention of Europeans after his Hajj in 1324. Whenever a hero adds to the list of his exploits from conquest, Mansa Musa gives them a pair of wide trousers. The greater the number of a Doggery's exploits, the bigger the size of his trousers. Al-Dukhari, observation of the court of Mansa Musa in Timbuktu. Musa was a devout Muslim. To Musa, Islam was an entry into the cultured world of the Eastern Mediterranean. He would spend much time fostering the growth of the religion within his empire. On 1324 he took up to 1,000 servants, 80 camels loaded with 300 pounds of gold for their trip to Hajj. During his journey to Hajj, he stopped in Alexandria and Cairo where he attracted the world's interest. He was generous due to zakat, and his act of kindness he gave away most of his gold to the poor. His generosity was felt years later in Egypt, Mecca, and Medina as the local economy collapsed. He also helped to build mosques each Friday on his way to Hajj. On his return to his country, he brought Arabs' famous scholars and architects with him for the development of Gao and Timbuktu, cities in Mali. Timbuktu became a famous scholarly, cultural, and flourishing trade city in these years. A city where people from Europe, Asia, and Northern Africa came to learn, trade and live. Timbuktu became the center of the Islamic world in sub-Saharan. The Arab architect Mansa brought with him made the various state-of-the-art buildings like Jingwarabur Mosque. Masjid of Sidi Yahya and Sankor are in the palace of Madagu and Uni of Gao. Mahmud Qadi wrote in his book Chronicle of the Seeker. Musa, Sultan of Mali in Western Africa. Mansa Musa had prepared carefully for the long journey to Makkah he and his attendants would take. He was determined to travel not only for his own religious fulfillment but also for recruiting teachers and leaders so that his realms could learn more of the Prophet's teachings. His portrait, drawn by Angeline Dulcert in 1339, 2 years after his death, could be seen on a map which also showed Mali. European cartographers increasingly started putting Mali on maps because of the fame Musa brought to the kingdom. Mansa Musa died in 1337 and was succeeded by his sons. His skillful administration left his empire well off at the time of his death, but eventually, the empire fell apart. After Mansa's death in 1337, his son became the ruler, but his reign did not last long. The smaller states broke off and the empire crumbled. Well after his death, Mansa Musa remained ingrained in the imagination of the world as a symbol of fabulous wealth. However, his riches are only one part of his legacy, and he is also remembered for his Islamic faith, promotion of scholarship, and patronage of culture in Mali.